Just some earlier, and they were talking about reparations for black people. Now, of course, like every other black person, I'm for reparations because I believe that us as black Americans, we're not African. I'm gonna say this again: we're not African. Don't let me get into it and all that other stuff, but I'm smart enough to understand we're not African, and that's one of the reasons why we're not getting reparations is because they're telling us we're African American and we're not. We black people. We people that's from this land. We were born here. Our parents was born here. Our grandparents was born here, and our grandparents before that was born here. And you ever? This is how, just on a small scale, on a nugget, on to let you know. Here's just a test to let you know that we are from here, right? We're the only group of people really that they don't want to give anything to because number one, and also think about this, we can't really trace our history back, and they're telling us we're from Africa. Well, if we're from Africa, we would know we would know our history of our people. How come we don't know the history of our people? It's all kind of up in the air. It's all kind of like, oh well, no, you guys are from this tribe. You guys from this tribe. You're from this country. No, no, no. We're from here. You know what? I'll do a live stream another day and give you my opinion and all that other good stuff about that. But to get to what I was talking about, one of the reasons I had to realize this today, us as black people, and this hurts to say, one of the main reasons why we won't get reparations until we solve this one problem as African American people, or if y'all want to call us African American, because I know you guys like African Americans, so I'm gonna use that. Um, I just think we're just Americans and we're just black, but that's just my opinion. But one of the reasons why they won't give us reparations is us as black folks slash African Americans within this country, we have no leverage, and we're unwilling to do the hard things and make the hard choices it would require for us to get reparations. See, all the people that get reparations has leverage. They have some type of thing that they can sell to this country as part of a business, because remember, America is a corporation, it's business. Reparations is business. War, business. Taxes, business. They're all businesses. And then when you look at people like myself that are people of color, what industry do we have to trade with other countries? Not only other countries, but our own lawmakers. What industry or what thing can we trade for them to grow their business or bring money to their business? I'll wait. You can't count. You can't count entertainment and music and all that other stuff because that's some of the thing. That thing you can trade as part of. I can trade that to a country in the Middle East or a country in Eastern Europe or a country in Northern Europe. You can't trade entertainment because it's more of an independent thing. So I can't give you you know, well, we just had the Michael Jackson movie. I can't leverage Michael Jackson for reparations, if you know what I mean. See, so many other races, and I think that we don't really want to discuss this as black folks yet. So many other races of people have leverage that they can trade, business leverage that they can trade with our country and with our government. So this is not about race, but let's use an example of race right quick, right? So we have people from the Middle East, right? Well, they have oil that they can trade with our country to get the resources that they need, whether it be capital, whether it be infrastructure, whether it be anything that their country might need. Now, don't get me wrong, us as black Americans, this is our country, but we need something within this country. But the problem is, with the needs that we have nothing to leverage with them anymore because they did a little Jedi mind trick, which was pretty fucking smart, if you ask me. It was pretty brilliant, if you ask me what they did. It was, I'm not going to let you guys be citizens. So 90% of our inventions, when we were engineers, when we were uh, skilled laborers back in the early 1900s, up into the 1960s, to the 1970s, to the 1980s, if you ever notice, there is not a lot of black inventors for things or black people within businesses that our country needs. That would be manufacturing, sciences. Now, don't get me wrong, there are black people within those industries, but we're not leaders. We're not leaders of the business. So we can't, because we're not leaders of the business, we can't leverage that business with our country to bring them more business. And I know it's fucked up to say and to think that way, but once y'all realize this, I told a lot of people close to me, and I'm gonna say this until the day I die. Once you can get your emotions out of something, that you can look at it clearly. So our country, the United States, we're a money laundering country. Once you think about it, what are we good at? Laundering money. We will say that, hey, this hammer that's normally $20, we got to pay $170 because it's a military hammer. That's money laundering. Okay. If y'all don't get it, some of y'all get it, some of y'all don't. Yeah, our country is a money laundering country in terms of business. We operate as a business. Everything we do is business. Even the big S word of our past, civil rights, all that shit. All that shit was business related. Yes, it was a lot of fucked up stuff done and a lot of stuff that they need to pay for. But the problem is, and I'm only directing this towards the people that look like me. The problem is, if we do want reparations, we have to come to the table with some type of leverage other than, hey, we might not vote for you. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all something because a lot of people won't tell you the truth. It's up to you to accept it. If you don't accept it, cool. I'm not mad at you. I'm not judging. I'm just a little bit different. I'm a different bird. With no leverage coming to when we come to the table with no leverage and the only thing we come to the table is with is emotions, why would they give us reparations? We ain't doing nothing but coming into their office whining and crying, asking for help. And if you say, well, oh well, we just not gonna vote for you. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. When you went to work this morning, like I did, that supervisor or that manager or that owner, did you vote him into power? Or was he elected or did he create the power for himself? He wasn't elected. You didn't vote him. He was handpicked. So once you understand, even in terms of voting, that's not leverage because in most cases, all these candidates are already picked because they're picked based on what business they can bring to their community, their state, and their environment. And I think that a lot of people like myself, see, they kept a lot of information from us. They kept a lot of wisdom and understanding. And some of you guys believe in religion, and some of you guys don't. For those who believe in religion, what does every Bible say? Seek wisdom, seek understanding. Now that I have wisdom and understanding, I understand that America is a country that's based on money laundering. And for you to get ahead in this country or get anything in this country of big value for your community or for your race or something like that, you have to learn how to either launder the money or bring them more money. So you can get upset at it, and I think that a lot of people like myself, I was upset at it for years because I didn't understand it. And yes, do I feel like we deserve a little bit of a, hey man, we treated you fucked up. Hey, maybe you don't have to pay taxes for 10 years or something like that. That would be cool, man. I ain't gonna hold you. That'd be great. But how can I go and walk into their office when I don't have anything to bring them? If you know what I mean. What, I'm gonna bring them some new rap songs, some great R&B. You can't say that, oh well, I'll just bring them hard work and good labor. They don't give a fuck about that because they can buy your labor from a country in Eastern Europe or Asia or the Middle East for cheaper. So your labor doesn't matter either. So I think that once us as black folks understand that we need something to leverage for reparations, and voting ain't it. I'm sorry. And the sad part is a lot of people that look like me, that speak like me, that grew up like me, they still believe that voting is going to be the solution. I just don't believe that that's the solution. I believe in the past it created it created an environment of community. It made us stick together a little bit. But in terms of now, that shit don't matter, man. Because if you got guys that can go to a politician's dinner and pay a fucking $1,000 a plate, why would your broke ass who can't even afford $100 a plate, why would they give a fuck about your vote? Just really think about that. Why would they care about your vote? You can't afford that $1,000 dinner, but their counterparts, their people that's going to put them in office, can. So I know they're going to be ramping up all the election stuff within what's the name, and I'm not saying get their money back. So Target was like, hey, we'll give you more shelf space. We'll open up more opportunities. We'll promote your shit more. They needed the money. Our government doesn't need the money at all. Our government already has in place how they get their money. So for us, and I think that it's see a lot of things, and this is speaking from the heart, black people. A lot of things was created by your enemy so you wouldn't seek what you deserve. So you know how you know how we want reparations now as black folks. Well, no one's going to tell us how to go about doing it, and no one's going to partner with us to go get the reparations. Why would they? They wasn't done wrong, and it was a small group of black people that they gave money to and different things to. And then when they give, and don't get it twisted, when they give money to certain entities like black colleges and all that other shit, that's just money laundering too. That's just money laundering. Because the way business works in our country, especially at the level of government, for them to do business with you, they gotta take the bigger chunk. They gotta they have to have 80 to 90% of the return. And that's okay in some cases because what they'll do is they'll let you control they'll let you control whatever you're leveraging long as they get what they want. And see, for us as black folks, for us to get reparations, we need a level of control over something and power over something. We can't keep taking the same approach, thinking that liberals or conservatives will give us reparations. And if y'all were really smart, which I know some of y'all are pretty smart, y'all understand that we will never get reparations any from any government because we don't understand. Sorry, I'm doing shit on my watch. We don't understand that aspect yet. We don't understand that we need something to trade before we go to them to leverage that trade, to leverage those goods, those services, whatever the fuck we have to get what we need. And I feel bad because it's good. My generation, we're the last generation that understands race relationships in terms of what they're really doing. We're the only group. This next generation after me, my daughter's generation and the generation that is a little bit younger, they have no clue. They have no clue how bad things really are. And I feel bad for them because their generation is going to have it the worst because they don't know what's going on, number one. Number two, everything is based on their feelings with them because you can tell about the identity politics and all that other shit. And they're more, they're trying to find themselves, they're trying to find their identity. Well, my generation, we didn't have that. We kind of knew who we were. We didn't know our purpose. We didn't know what we were supposed to do. Now that I know that what we're supposed to do, because we're the first generation of black kids that are completely free. Yeah, we got hustle with the student loan shit, and we got hustle with the school shit, thinking that that was gonna get us a better life. But yeah, hey man, shit happens. But we're the real generation of change, us millennials. I'll be 43 this year. So our generation is truly the generation of change. Now it's our job to try to teach the younger generation, but the younger generation is that's just the way it is. They got to find their own way, and they're not gonna listen to us because they don't understand. I think the things that happen now is more like the bad things is more hidden. It's more behind the scenes. It's more like underlined. So even like redlining and stuff like that that was created by you know who, all that stuff is still relative to today. It just has a different title now. Now the newer generation will never understand that. My generation understands that because we understand business a little bit more. But I'm ranting a little bit. But to sum it all up, to bring it all home, us as black folks, I'm gonna say it one more time. If we want reparations, we need something to trade. We don't have anything to trade right now. Singing, dancing, entertaining, that's the only thing that I can say guarantee right now we control. But the problem is with that, there's we're seeing it now with the music industry and the entertainment industry as a whole. They're kind of crashing the entertainment industry because people are starting to kind of believe more in conspiracies now. So they're gonna crash all the entertainment industries because people are gonna start believing that some of these movies that we watch, there's a reference and a connection to a lot of the conspiracies that's been out there for 200 years. So mark my words, music, film, that shit's over with. Yeah, it'll still be here. They'll still make movies. They'll still make films and everything like that. But that shit's over with. It's done. It's done for it. But black folks, we gotta find an industry to take over. We have to. Otherwise, that's going to be it for us. Now, granted, maybe it might be for the for the best because hell, within the next 40 probably 40 years or so, there won't be especially here in the United States, there won't be a black person. There won't be a white person. There won't be an Asian person. There won't be none. It just be an American because, race relations are becoming better. So people are intermingling. But in terms of now, because I hear a lot of talk about reparations, I don't think us as black folks right now have the leverage to go to our government or to go to corporations and say, hey, we were done bad in the past. What can we do to partner with you to grow your business, to grow our business? Because we don't have no fucking business to grow. And then when we do start businesses, it's a little bit harder because we don't have money laundering businesses. You know, we don't have a lot of money laundering businesses. So that's another thing that makes it difficult for us to get reparations in this country is because, hey, I keep people going back to the same point. I know I'm repeating myself, but what can they go to their bosses and say? Hey, we're gonna give black people some money, and the boss is like, for what? For reparations. Okay, what are we getting from them? A thank you. Well, thank yous really don't work in business, So I just think it's a talking point. I could be wrong. I could be not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about, which is very well a possibility. But I do know this. I think it would be a lot easier for us to get reparations if we get out our feelings and pick one industry to just completely run that fucking industry. It's like the story. Um, been on live too long, but I'm gonna end this. It was a story about this guy. I couldn't remember who it was, but he was on a podcast. He was talking about um, he got a business on the street, right? And his business was some. Let's just say it was a shoe shop. So, and this was, I guess, in the late '80s, early '90s. So one guy comes over and said, "Hey, for $10 a week, let me wash your windows. I wash all the windows on the fucking block for all the businesses. So it's only gonna cost you $10 a week." So the business owner says, "Nah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm straight." The guy says, "It's on you, but my family's been doing all the windows on this block for years. Just let it's $10. It's $10." The guy goes, "No." So talk about leverage, right? And talk about understanding business, right? So the next week, someone puts a window through the business owner's. I mean, someone puts a rock through the business owner's window. The window breaks. Psh, insurance costs them $1,200 to replace this window, right? Business owner's fucking pissed. Next day, after the window is replaced, guess who he sees out there? He sees the guy washing the windows, right? For the other businesses. The guy gets the window replaced. A month later, guess what happens? Psh, gets the fucking window broke again, right? Shatter shit. Costs him another $1,200. Next day comes in to work again. Guess who he sees? The guy's washing the fucking windows, right? He's washing the windows, washing the windows. So finally, he puts two and two together and say, "Hey, fuck this. I'm gonna just talk to this fucking guy, right?" So the guy goes, "Hey, who's been washing your windows?" And the business owner just starts to laugh, right? He said, "Hey, listen, I'll go with your family to wash the windows." The guy says, "Okay, it'll be $20 a week." The other guy says, "Well, I thought it was just 10." He said, "Well, I asked you a month ago. You said no. It's the cost of doing business." So the moral of the story is when you have leverage, like the guy that was washing the windows, that knows the neighborhood. He offered to do it for you for a cheap price. When you have leverage, you can do business. Us as black folks don't have any leverage. So it's hard for us to do business because we're walking into every situation and every business meeting with fucking with emotions and tears. Oh my God, they did so wrong. Absolutely, they did us wrong as fuck. But they don't care. They don't care. It's business. It's war to them. They don't care. So I'm not saying that we should be like the mafia guy and go bust the fucking window, but I am saying that it would be nice for us to pick an industry to take over, go after that industry. Then, when the people need something for us, don't do bad business. Don't overcharge them and everything like that. The guy could say, the guy that bust the fucking window could have said $100, but he said just 20 a week. So he pays the guy the $20. The guy washes everybody's windows on the block. All is forgotten. So us as black folks, it's the last thing I'll say. We can get anything we want, but we can't walk into any more business deals and business transactions with our emotions and thinking that that's going to help. You know, when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't even really use it. But I'm understanding now, even with leverage, originally when I started my channel, I wanted to show you guys that there's always a different way of doing things. As long as you're not fearful. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared anymore. Before in the past, I was scared. Now I'm just in the stage of my life. I just don't know the exact path to get to what I want. But I'm gonna get what I want. I always do. I'm just always a slow learner, and um I develop things a lot slower than other people because I'm an overthinker and I get things done when I do need to. But black folks, come on now, we gotta do something differently. That voting shit, that emotional shit, that crying shit, that blaming women, blaming men, all that shit gotta go. That shit don't mean nothing. That shit don't mean nothing with in terms of business. When we walk in there and ask them for reparations, we walk in there, ask them for grants, and we off ask them for money. There has to be some type of level of motherfucking leverage or something that we can control to get to what we want. So it's all up for the taking if we want it. I know we don't have many leaders and all that other stuff, but we don't fucking need one. We don't need a leader. But if we pick the industry, if y'all got some suggestions, throw them out there. Hair doesn't count. Cutting hair don't count. Entertainment industry, that don't count. We need something tangible. We need something that people need. A skill that people need. A skill that's not easily obtained. And we'll be straight. All right. So I appreciate y'all listening to my long ass rant. I feel like I had to talk about it because there's so many black people that want reparations. There's so many black people that want to level up and want to just like do something different, but they don't have the courage to say it because it's not celebrated. And I know how it feels to not be celebrated and how it just it feels like you lost. So you're not lost. You just have a different way of thinking. All right, I'll see you guys in a couple days. Deuces.